It's always good to start the show on the spinning wheel.
Love it.
You got to love it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number, I'm losing count, 16 of the Sunday Sauce. Tyler Adelle alongside Andrew Mucaria. We cannot thank you enough for joining us on your Sunday afternoon, Friday evening for you and I.
Mm.
How you feeling today? You feeling good?
Long day at work. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I feel you. We don't normally do this on Fridays, and I'm using Go Fast Juice to keep me alive.
We love Go Fast Juice.
Love Go Fast Juice. We couldn't be here tonight, of course, without our help from our friends over at the Primetime Rundown. To get all of the latest sports news through all sports, catch Joey Jarzinka, Ian Schreier, and Mike Szabo Fridays at 7 right here on YouTube for the Eastern Observer. I'm dying right now. You catch them here. You can catch them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Odyssey, and all streaming platforms. We also get a ton of help from our friends at the Essential Wrestling Podcast. You join the guys Al, John, also John, and Gary every Tuesday, especially this Tuesday, November 22nd, as they recap the entire world of wrestling. Next week, you're not going to want to miss their show. They're going to be doing their Survivor Series preview show. You catch them on Apple Podcasts, right here on YouTube, Spotify, and Odyssey, along with all other streaming platforms. When you're tired, drink your milk.
Drink your milk.
Whatever this thing is. Let's get started. We're going to talk a lot of smack today, and by smack I mean we're going to go after two. We're going to go after one individual and one team. Let's start with the team. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have. It seems as if they have finally answered our prayers of being there.
Were we finally right?
I think we finally got it. We finally got them. Sitting at 17 games played in the season, 7-7-3 record puts them at a league 500. How the overtime losses don't count against that is still beyond me. Goal differ +1. They are on a one-game winning streak at the moment, but for a Pittsburgh team that is essentially, you can consider them the Yankees of hockey. The trade deadline comes around. They're never not going after somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You look in recent years, they go out, they acquire Phil Kessel. Just last season, they go out and get Ricard Raquel from the Ducks. I believe, what was it, this past summer? I don't remember if it was in season or off season, but they get Ty Smith from the Devils, who is a very, very quietly good defenseman. It's just not working for them this year, and I almost don't want to question why, because I'm glad, but at the same time,
love to see it.
Yeah, you
love to see it.
You kind of have to question what the hell is going on over there. I mean, Sidney Crosby doing Sidney Crosby things, 9 goals, 12 assists for 21 points through 17 games. Malkin looking at 18 points through 17 games. Jake Gensel, 16 points through 13. It's not, I don't, they're not underproducing as a scoring team. Obviously, they're getting the job done around the net. Every player on their active roster, obviously with the exception of the goaltending, has registered at least 1 point.
Take a look at Tristan Jarry's stats.
Let's see. 10 games, 5-3-2, 3-7. Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Casey DeSmith's not doing him any favors either. 2-4-1. Obviously, I think it goes without saying, this comes down to the goaltending.
Yep.
I think it would be borderline common sense to say that they're going to be in the market for a goalie yesterday. It's a matter of, in my opinion, who's going to be available to them.
This is true.
The way I see it, they're not going to get a goalie in the division.
No.
I don't think they're going to get a goalie in the conference. So when you look out west and you see, the Wild just lost Marc-Andre Fleury to the IR. Vegas doesn't have a goalie. They're just pretty much riding it out with a bartender from the casino.
Yep.
San Jose doesn't have a team, let alone a goalie.
Mm.
What are their options?
I don't know. I straight up don't know.
I really don't know what the hell they're going to do. I don't even. I'll be honest with you. I don't know their AHL system enough to know whether or not they even have someone they can roll the dice on. And I think their roll the dice goalie was Casey DeSmith.
Honestly, yeah, they're going to end up begging Dallas for Scott Wedgwood.
Wasn't Wedgwood already on the Penguins though?
I think like
am I thinking
a
of
while
something
ago.
else? Am I thinking of somebody else?
It might have been someone else, or if it was a long time ago.
Well, curiosity is definitely going
Because
to get
Dallas
the best.
got Wedgwood from Arizona.
Curiosity is going to get the best of me on this one, and I am definitely going to look. Oh no, he's a Coyote. That's where it was. I don't know how I got. Well, I mean, they're both terrible now, so I guess it's an easy mix-up. Yeah. I mean, even if they wanted to go the Scott Wedgwood route, I mean, 23, 33, and 14, a career 311.
It's not.
I mean, all you're doing is adding. If I look at them side by side statistically, you're adding about 4 inches to your goaltender, literally.
Yeah.
6'2", 5'10".
It's almost like, can they work out another deal with the Ducks and get John Gibson?
You know, I'll be honest with you. If the Ducks are really going to be that out of it, and as we spoke in the pre-show, they don't even have a regulation win yet. Forget about it being in last place.
Yeah.
And look, that could change tomorrow night. So we could be talking about an outdated statistic.
This is true.
But you'd almost have to think that the capital that Josh Gibson can bring the Ducks back, you'd almost think they'd have to listen to the phone call.
You gotta, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what his situation is as far as his contract, no trade. I don't think he's got. I would think he doesn't have a no trade. Oh, and I would be so wrong. 29 years old with a modified no trade with a 10-team no trade list, carrying a $6.4 million cap hit through the 2026-2027 season.
What a contract.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. For Josh Gibson, that's a pretty friendly contract. I would probably, I would go out as far as to say that he probably could command roughly like 7.5 from another team.
I would say so, yeah.
Now, the problem here with the Pittsburgh Penguins, if you look at their Cap Friendly, and of course we show our friends at Cap Friendly love here, not sponsored by Cap Friendly, sponsor us, please. Whenever this wants to share, I'll gladly pull it up for you. It's something. Let me tell you. Is it sharing?
It's something.
Not sharing?
No.
Is my screen sharing?
No.
Of course it's not. Uh-oh. Did my computer just freeze? Don't do that. There we go. All right. Let me try this again. Share screen. All right. Technology doesn't like me today.
Can sum it up real quick for you. They got $300,000 in deadline cap space. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the Penguins are working with $72,000 in cap space. They couldn't even pay the snack guy.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of the head, I mean, there's so many bad contracts here. You'd have to think one of the goalies is going to be going.
Yeah.
Seeing that this is a contract year for Tristan Jarry, maybe he goes just to shed that number. You're still looking at trying to make up just over $3 million in cap here. I don't know who said Marcus Peterson making $4 million was a good idea.
Not I.
Not definitely not I. Maybe they send over Brian Dumoulin, get that 4.1 off for the rest of the season. That's again, you talk about a guy who's got to waive his no trade, and I wouldn't waive my no trade to go to the Ducks.
Yeah, absolutely not. Boy, I hate that Chris Letang contract. He signed until he's what, 41? He's
I didn't even
35
know
right
this
now.
contract. Hold on, I didn't know this contract even existed. He's 30. How many? He's 35. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah, he's going to be 40. This is his retirement deal.
Yeah,
Who
that's a
in their
lot of
right
money for a
mind
retirement deal.
who gives a 40-year-old $6 million? Who does that?
That's ugly.
This team just, they're a team that's going to start doing the dastardly deed of getting in their own way.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about some other things. I mean, Sidney Crosby has absolutely no reason to play past 2025.
No, not at all.
He's done it all. There's no reason for him to play. That money will come out. Malkin, same thing. I think when this contract's over, he's going to retire.
He's going to be
40. This probably goes without saying. This team is on the brink of a rebuild.
His team is on the brink of exploding.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Based off of seeing how they play in the early goings of the season, this could be this is a lottery team roster right here. This is terrifying.
As long as, I mean, if the Ducks can get some regulation wins, yeah.
Looking at some other teams through the league, I don't see Pittsburgh getting a lot of goaltending help from really any of these teams.
There's not a lot of goalies available straight up.
Straight up. I mean, Matt Murray went to the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's a reunion that's never going to happen. Yeah. Vegas, like I said, I don't even know who their goalie is. Robin Leonard's out for the next 6 years. Yeah, Aiden Hill. I don't even know who that is. Wasn't he on the Sharks?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was their first ever Silver Knights signing, whatever. Yeah, Montreal doesn't have a goalie. Washington barely has a goalie. Tampa's not trading Vasilevsky. They're probably, I mean, you think they'd trade Elliott?
I mean, I see no reason for them not to.
I mean, I don't. There's no need for them to do it. I mean, how much is he making? He's making pennies. So, I mean, you could do it for the veteran aspect, I guess. I don't really see a reason to do it.
Yeah.
Edmonton has no goalie to spare. Vancouver has no goalie to spare. Carolina has no goalie to spare. Philly's never going to make a trade with them. Actually, you know what?
I wonder if Detroit would trade Nedeljkovic.
I was just going to say, there was some rumblings about St. Louis getting ready to blow it up because they're having an awful season.
Yeah.
Would you? I don't want to look at these ugly people. There we go. I want to pull up the standings because I'm sure you saw the reports that St. Louis was gonna, if they didn't get a turnaround in the next 2 weeks, they were gonna get ready to blow everything up over there.
Yeah.
Probably not Binnington. Could you see a reunion with Thomas Greiss?
I could see it. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm them. I don't want any part of Binnington, though.
I mean, no, I don't think anybody wants a part of Binnington. But, I mean, Greiss, it's an area he's familiar with. He's obviously familiar with a decent chunk of the roster. He's familiar with the team. He's familiar with the building. At 1.2, you trade over a couple of picks. You get St. Louis to eat some of the salary for the season. Maybe not a bad idea.
It can't get much worse for them. So,
I mean, let's be careful. I mean, I hear the Rangers are going to shop Shesterkin.
Shut up.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine waking up to that text?
I would cry for a week.
Calgary. See, I could have seen them sending Markstrom if Calgary ended up blowing it up this year, but Calgary's on a roll. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, they're doing fine.
Yeah, Nashville. I don't see them trading Soros.
No.
Kind of, I'm kind of in the same boat you are now. Maybe Detroit will send them to Delkovich.
It's his last year of his contract, and now and Husso's playing great.
Yeah, it's not, and they are going to need some of that $3 million back when a couple of these players, if any of them come off any soon, with IR.
Yeah,
I think Robbie Fabry's career is done. Philip Zadina, you're going to need money back for that. What now? What did I do? What did I do?
I don't know what you did.
I heard you giggle.
Oh God.
The multi windows. You saw it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. The only team that can really spare to trade a goalie right now. But like I said, they're not going to trade in the division.
No, definitely not.
I like that's what I mean. Is like Varlamov is probably one of the goalies that makes the most sense to send there, but they'll never send him there unless they severely overpay.
And especially with the culture of the 1A, 1B goaltender thing,
like he's more valuable now.
Yeah.
And like I was saying a couple shows ago, like you'll never convince me otherwise that the 1A, 1B thing was not started by the Islanders with Leonard and Grice.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, it's not like it has anything to do with this, but like I said, they're not going to trade Varlamov over there within the division without getting a severe overpayment. And I'm talking like a first round pick and a roster player is overpayment.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to leave that as a to be determined. Revisit that. But another player I absolutely want to dump on. I want to dump on their career thus far into the NHL. If you watched the draft, you watched the week leading into the draft. You're very familiar with Shane Wright and the stare. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the story or don't remember the story, Shane Wright gave this horrifyingly hilarious death stare to the Montreal Canadiens draft table after not being selected first overall. Now, for somebody who preached that they were, or they should rather, be going first overall, did not go first overall, actually fell to fourth, safe to say he's eating those words right now. Through 7 games this year, he has no goals, 1 assist for 1 point, and he's like a -6. Now, I don't know about you, but Shane Wright, he's grilling the Canadians for not taking him first overall, but it seems as if the Canadians, the Devils, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, the Coyotes made the right call not taking him so far.
It kind of seemed that way, but I do want to point out his ice time. He doesn't get ice time.
He's averaging, I think it was either just over or just under 6 minutes a game.
Yeah, he's broken double-digit minutes once.
So, I mean, look, I think it's very obvious that they're going to send him back to juniors. And as they should if they don't feel he's ready. I mean, talk about how, I mentioned how the Devils and the Coyotes made the right choice as well as the Canadians by not drafting him, but the Devils and Coyotes picks in Nemec and Cooley haven't even made their debuts yet. Obviously, with Slavkovsky, 3 goals, 1 assist. I think he's sitting at a -4 for the season in 13 games played.
Yeah.
You could kind of argue that's about where you would expect a rookie to be.
Yeah.
Maybe underperforming a tad just because of the fact that he's the first overall pick. But, I mean, like I said, it's hard to argue that any of those three teams were really unjustified in picking Shane Wright.
I want to see him get ice time just for a couple games. The guy has one shot this season. Like, that's not from just being bad.
No, I know. I mean, look, if it was up to me, I mean, all right, think about this. If they're going to send him back to juniors, he's only going to get 2 more games of playing time.
Yeah.
Seattle isn't particularly out of it, but they're not in it, and it's also November.
Yeah.
The team itself sitting 9-5-3, 21 points. Obviously, far and away better than they started last season.
Yep.
Obviously, very hard to say if Shane Wright is playing any role in that because let's see, 17 games, 16 minutes a game. He's probably logged 1 game's worth of ice time total.
Yeah, that's actually you're spot on. 56 minutes.
Yeah, so just under a full game. It's hard to judge. Don't get me wrong. I want to sit here and give him all the lip in the world solely because he talked so much.
Yeah.
The week leading up to the draft, and I sat here. I couldn't have been happier that he fell as far as he did. I was rooting for him to keep falling. As long as the Islanders didn't do anything stupid and take it. But that was a rough draft for me. All right.
Yeah.
1 minute I'm getting JT Miller. The next minute I'm trading my 13th pick, getting Romanov, and watching the Canadians get Kirby Dach with my pick. You see that blurry window right there?
I do.
I almost jumped clean through it. I mean, we'll get into that at probably the mid-season report cards. Point being, I think it's safe. I think overall, it's probably safe to say we're expecting him to find his way back to juniors for the season.
It seems that way.
What else we got around the league right now? Speaking of your boy Scott Wedgwood,
he got hurted.
Yeah, he's day to day. He left the game last night on a stretcher. That's not going to be good.
Kinda really hate to see it.
But I'm also playing Dallas tomorrow, so the more people they don't have in their lineup, the
better. Doesn't matter. We got Jason Robertson. That's all we need.
Fair enough.
Man's an animal.
Minnesota Wild goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury placed on the IR with upper body injury. That's going to probably...
Minnesota's goaltending woes continue.
Yeah, that's going to probably be the...
Al McCoven. And you're gone.
I hate this camera.
Well done.
How could we forget Phil the Thrill, first player to ever play 1,000 consecutive games?
That jersey was sweet.
You saw that jacket, right? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I did.
Let me see if I can pull it up without my computer completely stroking out on me. There we go. Look at that thing.
So sweet.
Oh, my God. I'll tell you right now, if they made that marketable and people could buy those, I would have no money.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I would wear that thing in a second. To be honest with you, it's been pretty quiet around the league recently. What do we think is going to happen with that Sabres game tomorrow? Considering, have you seen Buffalo?
There's no way they can play. They can't get to the arena.
See, it's funny because there was some tweets going around earlier about how the NHL has still not rescheduled or canceled the game. And if it's bad enough, it's going to be like they're going to have to forfeit the game.
There's no way either of those teams can make it to that stadium. There's no way.
Did you see the pictures of the field?
Yeah.
In like,
Highmark Field, or whatever it's called.
yeah, I'm gonna share my screen again just so we can see the pictures. But this is
Insane.
this is insanity.
Imagine being a running back going through that.
What do you mean? What do you mean going through that? The snow's up to the backs of the seats.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. As a kid, this is the dream scenario to play a football game.
Oh, imagine sledding right down that staircase right there.
As an adult, you couldn't pay me to even sit. They could have paid for my seats to go to this. I would have said no.
Yeah, no. Just looking at it gives me agita.
Just looking at this is making me try to look for my snow boots. And and it's crazy to think this is only like what, 5 hours above our head.
Yeah, and it's still going to snow there for another 24,
like 2
basically.
days left.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, I'm going to pull up some tweets regarding the Buffalo Sabres in the snow.
Couldn't pay me to live up there, man. Could not pay me.
Yeah, so far, so they're logging almost 5 feet right now.
That's insane.
Like, could you imagine? I wonder if their Twitter has put out anything about the game yet. They haven't posted a thing about it. They're posting pictures of what team is he playing for?
The Mercs.
I don't know who this is. Oh, it's Malcolm Subban. He's in the Sabres system now? Oh, he has.
Yeah. He's been, yeah.
See, they closed the box office. The box office at the KeyBank Center will be closed for the remainder of today and also tomorrow. We will reopen. So the box office is going to close, but they're going to play the game?
I don't understand how they can.
Do the income? I don't. Ooh, SmackDown. Where though?
Yeah, all the way up in Buffalo?
Yeah. Well, Friday, December 2nd, they still might be shoveling the snow out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
See, I'm terrified to go up to Buffalo because I feel like if I don't fling my body through a table while I'm there, I'm not doing it right. That's going to be interesting to follow, especially knowing the NHL's track record. They will not cancel that till the absolute last second.
Yeah, be like, what time is that game?
I believe it's at 7:00.
Yeah, so they'll cancel it at like 5.
Yeah, they'll cancel it after everybody's sitting in their seats.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
Games canceled. Oh my! I'm looking at the thumbnail, like on the NHL website. All right. Last time I share my screen, I promise. But those Canucks reverse retros are something.
They are something.
Look at that.
Well, you're sharing. There you go. Yeah, those are pretty.
Like I would not have expected that kind of a jersey from them. Hey, number 31 on the ice, but number 1 in the retail store.
I'm finding a lot of these new reverse retros look real good on the ice.
You know, we honestly should have ranked them.
You're a madman.
We should have. Why not?
You're right. Why not? Keyword, why not?
I mean, we could now, but it's 12:45.
It's yeah. I don't know about that one.
We got like 20 minutes left. How about next week? We already pre-planned it. We make it easy. We'll rank them next week because I think by next weekend, all but 3 teams will have worn them.
Yeah, sure, I'm in. Let's do it.
My team being one of them. My team's not wearing them until December 15th.
Yeah, that's nuts. I think the Rangers will have worn them 3 times by then.
You wore them 3 times. You wore them once against us.
Yeah, it was 2 times in a week span.
And you know what really bothers me is the NHL didn't capitalize on the retro night. The night next month that the Islanders are in Prudential, the Devils are wearing their reverse retros, and they're the white ones. The Islanders should wear the Fisherman's hat game.
Yeah, that makes
that
complete
would
sense.
Be sick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like, why? Like, it doesn't have to be a home thing.
No, it doesn't.
Especially when you have all these teams that have a white reverse retro jersey. Double it up. Do better.
They should also
Yeah.
keep these for more than one season.
Well, is this the last season with Adidas?
Is it? It might be.
Because remember, with the transition to jersey companies, there's the first year of the new company, they never have even a third jersey.
Yeah, you're right.
So you got to hope they have Adidas for 2 years, for this year and one more year.
Yeah.
I can look it up, but I think they've got one more year after this.
It was just like the first ones were just the biggest money grab in the world.
They were, well, I mean, we were not very nice to the Islander reverse retro, rightfully
Those are so gross.
Those were disgusting. The Adidas contract with the NHL expires after the 2023-2024 season.
Okay.
And it was a $70 million deal. Double what Reebok was paying.
Damn.
So actually, you know what? Here's an interesting talking point, because one of my friends I was talking to about this. Who's next? Because there's not really anybody left, and I don't see it being Nike.
I don't think so either. Dude, Mission? Who knows? Imagine.
I had 3 people on mind. Under Armour.
Okay.
CCM, because they're getting back into it.
Yes, please.
The third one is a dark horse, but I think it's going to happen, and I'll tell you why. Majestic.
I don't hate it.
Who's the big NHL shop third party man now?
You talking about Fanatics?
Yep.
Is Majestic a Fanatic company?
Majestic by Fanatics.
Oh, wow.
I could see it. And Majestic made pretty decent baseball jerseys for a long time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it in the slightest.
No, I'm fine with that. As much as I want it to be CCM, I'd be fine with that too.
The thing with, didn't they do CCM back in the 80s?
80s or early 90s?
Well, it was. When was Coho? That was before Reebok, right?
Yes.
It was. I feel, and I could be wrong. I feel like it was.
No, it was the 80s. I have a North Stars jersey in CCM.
I think it was CCM, Starter, Coho, Reebok, Adidas.
That sounds right.
I don't know who was before CCM. CCM might have been the first licensed retailer.
It might have been.
The only reason I remember that is I'm going to give everybody a free show here. But remember, on the old jerseys, right here on the hip line, had the CCM patch in like the red, white, and blue.
Yep.
I see those on a lot of the older Islander jerseys.
Yeah. No, so I have a North Stars jersey that has that.
Yeah, because I know one of my buddies has a Bobby Nystrom jersey with that CCM thing on it, and for it to be a Nystrom jersey, it had to be at the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up all of their contract things, because if I was right, I'm going to be pretty impressed. From 2000 to 2001 to 2005, 2006, all team sweaters were made by the Hockey Company.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So I was half right. The Hockey Company made the home and away jerseys. Coho was on the third jerseys.
Oh, okay.
CCM was on the white jerseys. Oh, okay. I understand. Coho was the home jersey and the third jerseys. CCM was the white. So they had CCM going from 2000 to 2007.
Okay.
Jofa made the referee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they made the referee uniforms. Prior to 2000, different NHL teams had contracts with different manufacturers. Oh, so up until 2000, teams picked who made them. And they were allowed to pick between CCM, Coho, Nike, Starter, and Pro Player. Oh my God. Oh, the 90s were rough, huh?
Anarchy.
Then we had Reebok for 10 years, Adidas for 7, and there's not even a rumor yet who the next guy is going to be.
I really don't hate your idea at all.
I think Majestic by Fnatic makes the most sense just because Fanatics is everywhere now.
Is there
Even if you go to the NHL shop, it redirects you straight to Fanatics.
Yep.
You know, and I'm pretty sure the NHL store in Manhattan is a Fanatics store now. I'm pretty sure they own that.
They might.
Which, speaking of, in let's see, 2024, the Stanley Cup is usually played around June, sometime in mid-July of 2024. Say, mark it in your calendar. Make plans to go to the store so we can get some of them 60% off jerseys.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I'm not kidding. I had a friend who lives in Brooklyn, and when they jumped from Adidas to Reebok, he paid like $200 for 7 Ranger jerseys.
Sign me up.
Yeah, they were fully stitched, name, number.
Wow.
It's because they can't by contract carry Reebok anymore. Mm-hmm. So by the time the preseason started, everything Reebok had to go.
Okay.
He got like 5 or 6. I think it was even 7 Ranger jerseys. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm not going to go. I told my girlfriend the other night we were talking about it. I was like, I just want to let you know, sometime in the summer of 2024, I'm going to turn into a delinquent, and your closet will become my closet.
Exactly.
I will have a player. I will have a jersey for every player in every color, and including the 3rd jersey, including the fisherman, of course.
Of course.
I'll even buy a Barry Trotz jersey. I don't care.
Oh God.
That's a big jersey. Speaking of our teams, we have about, give or take, 15 minutes. We got to talk about our teams for a minute. Your team not looking too hot. My team looking lukewarm. Talk about the Rangers. You take it away.
It's going to be real easy. They're mid. Their offense is just abysmal. Their big names are not producing. Gallant's doing weird things with the lineup. They're still trying to find their footing, but it's boring hockey. That's all I can say.
You know you're a Ranger fan when 4 of your top 5 players are averaging over a point a game, and your top players are underperforming.
That's because it's all from the first half of the 18 games that we've played.
That's fair.
That was all in October. Everything since then, I mean, we've scored more than 2 goals in a game in November, I think 3 times.
I mean, you obviously give a lot of your credit to Igor Shesterkin still, as always.
He's
8-2-3 with 244 goals against and a 914 save, making an early bid for a back-to-back Vezina. And since the last time we spoke, Yaroslav Halak is still looking for his first win.
And they're not. They ain't his fault.
No, I tuned in to a game just to see if I could make fun of him for being bad again, and it's really not on him. And even though he's a Ranger now, he's a former Islander, and I like to see my former Islanders do well. So it does really hurt. I hate to see him going down such a dark path. But at the same time, like, it's part of the game, my dude.
It is part of the game. They just got the team as a whole just has to put stuff together. There's just no one's in the same gear.
You got to treat the team like a Lego. Just put it together.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a really stupid analogy. Don't listen to anything I say.
I get it, though. It's the building blocks, brother.
So, looking ahead, we'll do your schedule now that we're here. You got the Sharks, the Kings, the Ducks, all on the road. The Sharks game, obviously, Saturday, which is tomorrow. That game will come and go before this is aired. And then next Saturday, you have a afternoon game with Edmonton in your return to the Garden after a 4-game road trip. I see 3-1. I think you take out the Sharks, Kings, and Ducks with ease. The Edmonton game might be tough.
Could be. Their goaltending is promising for us.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking I would love to say 3-1. I'm probably leaning more like 2-1-1.
2-1-1.
Yeah.
I think. So what do you think? LA is going to be your overtime.
No, I think Edmonton is.
So you're going to outright lose to LA overtime loss
No,
to Edmonton.
no, brother, you're not following me here. We are going to give Anaheim their first regulation win.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I like your idea.
I see it. It's going to be a 2-1 loss where Anaheim scores with 2 minutes left.
I like your idea. That's better. Beat San Jose, beat LA, lose to Anaheim, overtime loss to Edmonton. That's even better. And you know what? We got to look forward for 1 second. We're going to go even one game further. If by some miracle the Devils haven't lost yet by the time you play them the 28th, I need you to make a trade with the Capitals. I need you to put Tom Wilson on the Rangers for a game. And I just need him to hit everybody with a tombstone pile driver. And then trade him right back.
Dude, listen, I'll be at that game against the Devils, and I will have not gone to a hockey game with such low expectations in a long time.
I mean, it's so hard because the Devils are supposed to be bad. You know, and it's funny, too, because we sit here and we're like, every year, like I said, we say the same thing. They finally had a good offseason. Something comes to get them, and they're having a good offseason, and nothing is getting in their way.
Nothing.
You know, no goalie injuries. Jack Hughes is staying healthy.
Guy's a monster.
Hasn't been fired yet. I'm trying to speak things into existence. Help me out. Dougie Hamilton's face hasn't exploded again.
No, unfortunately, Jack Hughes has evolved into full baller mode.
Yeah.
And he's a force to be reckoned with. That interview with that reporter made me love him so much.
Oh, he's great.
They're on a 9-game win streak. What do you think you could do to be a little more consistent? Well, we won 9 games in a row, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to be fair, in the reporter's defense, you know, through a decent chunk of that win streak, Jack Hughes was kind of mid. He did pick it back up a little bit. I'm sure the question was directed at him, not the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, what are you going to do? She's just doing her job. Moving over to the big brother in New York, the Islanders.
Yeah, big brother.
A little bit above mid. Probably the best way I can say it. Since the last time we spoke, I had predicted a 4-0 week between Calgary, the Rangers, Arizona, and Columbus, and I went 3-1. And Arizona, of all teams, just stepped on my heart.
Pretty sure I called that, by the way.
Yeah, you did, and I wasn't going to remind you. A 4-2 victory over Ottawa this past Monday. A 5-4 loss to the Predators last night. They're not looking bad. They can't look. They went into the Calgary game down 3-1, win that game 4-3 in overtime.
Yep.
They go into the Ranger game to the third period down 3-1. They win that game 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Outright loss to Arizona. They beat Columbus 4-3 in overtime after being down 3-1 going into the third. They beat Ottawa outright 4-2, and they lose to Nashville outright 5-4. Now, mind you, that Nashville game, they were down 4-1 going into the third.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about the Islanders playing this come-from-behind hockey right now. And I love the fact that they're pulling out the wins in most of them. When your life revolves around drinking Go Fast juice, that's the last thing my heart needs.
That was the Rangers last year. I get it.
I just need you to win. I don't need these miraculous comebacks for you to let me down in the first round of the playoffs.
Make it just a sweater every night.
Just how about this? Make me sweat by going into the third period with a 2-1 lead. I'd
Yeah.
like to sweat that way.
That'd be cool.
You can't keep banking on these come from behind wins.
No.
I'm sure you're aware because you just love to make fun of my team. I'm sure you're aware of the fun little stat that comes with a particular player on my team this year. Are you aware of Matt Barzell's stat line?
No.
18 games played with 19 points.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
All 19 are assists.
I don't. Hey, 19 points. I know. He's your goal scorer, dude.
This is unhappy.
Yeah.
Okay, on a serious note, I don't know if I can be unhappy about that because on one hand, the fact that he's over a point a game with just assists is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you're about to start making $9 million a season next year. You need to score.
Yeah, I can't fathom how he hasn't put one in yet.
And it's crazy too. I talked to some of the guys at my job about this, and the fact that the biggest problem with Matt Barzell for the last 3 or 4 years has been that he does not want to shoot. Last year, the year before that year, he was barely shooting and still getting out of the season with 15 goals.
Yeah.
I know you don't watch Islander games for fun, but if you watch him this year, he's shooting like it's nobody's business, and he can't score.
Yeah, he's got 50 shots.
He's got 50 shots and no goals. That's unbelievable. I mean, looking at some of the other stats in the league, in the team rather, I mean, you get 9 goals from Nelson, you got 8 goals from Lee, 6 goals from Palmieri, which is, I'll be honest with you, I think that's probably the most important stat line there because he didn't. I only think he had 3 goals going into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Oliver Wahlstrom with 5, Parise with 5. I think even Martin's got 2. Noah Dobson has 5. The moral of the story here, as long as your name is not Matt Barzal, Alex Romanov, Casey Cizikas, and Ross Johnston, you've been contributing offensively as far as putting pucks in the net. Those 3 players I named are the only 3 players yet to score a goal this year.
Yeah.
Robin Salo has not played since like the 4th game of the year, and he has 2 goals.
Yeah, you know what I learned about one of your boys the other day that blew my mind? Kyle Palmieri.
What?
He's only 31.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I thought, dude, when I learned that, I really thought he was like 35, 36, 37.
No, that's why, in a way, it wasn't the contract the Islanders gave him was not terrible because he's technically speaking in the middle of his prime. These are his best years. It's not going to get better than this. Once the contract expires, when he's about 34, 35, you're not really obligated to keep him around.
Yeah. And he was born like 20 minutes from us.
Oh, yeah, no, he was born in like Smithtown, I think, right?
Yeah. Wild.
No, it's unbelievable. And you figure Zach Parise, again, probably is another one who grew up probably not far from us either, considering his father played here.
Yep.
And I don't think he was in Minnesota before he was on the island. And I'm pretty sure JP stayed on the island.
Possibly.
Because I know, actually, no, he went back to Minnesota after he retired. He was here for a couple of years after he retired. Either way. Goaltending, again, has probably been one of the biggest things for the Islanders. Nothing shocking there. Ilya Sorokin, 7-5-0, 2-4-1 goals against, 925 save. Certainly trying to throw his name in the Vezina hat.
Mm-hmm.
And even Semyon Varlamov, 4-2, 277, 920. Now, at the moment, I hate to be that guy. Ilya Sorokin is not winning at Jennings. Even at a 7-5 record with a 925 save percentage, he's got 29 goals against this season.
Yeah.
Not saying he can't win Jennings,
Just unlikely.
That is quite a hole he's dug himself into, especially because it's not even Thanksgiving yet. I'm thinking with this week coming up, we've got Dallas tomorrow. We've got Toronto Monday, Edmonton Wednesday, Columbus Friday, Philadelphia Saturday. We're going to get smoked all week. And I hate
That's a tough schedule.
What's that?
That's a tough schedule.
So, see, it's funny. Toronto actually doesn't really bother me as much as they probably should.
No, it's Saturday and Wednesday.
Not even that. Okay, hold on. Who's the starter in Buffalo?
I have no idea.
Because it's not Swayman. Oh my God.
It's not Craig Anderson.
No, I'm sorry. Did I say Buffalo? I meant Boston.
Yeah. Oh. Isn't Linus Allmark?
Yeah, have you seen his stat line?
No.
Okay. Linus Allmark, 14 games played.
Yeah.
13 games started.
Okay.
I gotta see your face for this one. 12-1.
Okay.
187 goals against. 941 save.
I'll take things that won't stay this way for 1,000, Alex.
I will take. Someone needs to turn forced trades off in NHL 23, please. What, 189 goals against 937 save, one shutout. He's 25 goals against. So all right, maybe 29 goals against isn't terrible.
Hey, hot goalie.
Maybe
He'll come back there.
All right, either way. 12-1.
Well, listen, when you're 10-0 at home.
Well, I mean, all right. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's gonna turn into this year's Jack Campbell after the All-Star game. He's just gonna disappear.
He could.
I see it. For the Islanders, like I was saying, Toronto, for some reason, ever since oh my God, hamstring. Oh.
Sitting here and talking is a super physical thing to do.
Oh my God, I did manual labor all day. All right.
Okay, fair.
I gotta do my aerobics. Yeah, ever since a certain somebody decided that he wanted to go home to his pajamas, the Islanders have had the one up on the Maple Leafs since.
Yeah.
They don't particularly worry me too much. Edmonton, damn it. The other hamstring is going on. We got to do late night videos more. Edmonton is, I think they're the closest thing to hit or miss you can possibly get. Because they dominate you one night and then they lose 3-1 to the Kings the next.
Yeah.
But then of course we're not even a quarter of the way into the season. Connor McDavid has 40 points already.
Ridiculous.
He's 25 years old and he's got 730 career points already. And then you have these two schmucks sitting at a computer at 1:00 in the morning talking about hockey.
Wouldn't trade it for the world.
And we're only 1 and 2 years older than him.
Yeah.
Columbus, for some reason, the Islanders never play Columbus well. Even when they're absolute butt cheeks. The Islanders just don't play them well.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, again, I would love to sit here and tell you they're going to steamroll Philadelphia, but Philadelphia has been playing like halfway decent
solid.
even though they've been losing.
Yeah.
I mean, again, they were 10 games into the year. They were 5-3-2.
I think something like that.
They sat at the top of the division for like a week, which was alarming in itself. They're sitting at 7-7-3 now. They're playing 500 hockey. It could go either way.
Yeah.
I would be comfortable saying 2-2.
Yeah.
Beat Toronto, beat Philly, lose to Edmonton, overtime loss to Columbus. So I'm going to go with you, 2-1 as well.
About the Dallas game. I know it's going to be passed by the time this is out, but
see, again, Dallas is one of those teams where we get smoked on the road, but then we smoke them at home.
yeah, I know. I've been at plenty of those home games.
I know, and I mean, I was there when we played Dallas. I was there in one game, it was Tavares 4 goals, Strom's first career goal. Yeah, I was there for that. I've been to a few of those Dallas blowouts myself, but again, it's like they just alternate blowing each other out of the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna really reach for this one, and I'm gonna put it in FanDuel too. 7-5 Dallas.
Did you just okay? I hope that happens because that payout's going to be nuts.
That
Like a
payout,
7-5 game in a Sorokin versus Ottinger game.
I'm going to tell you when we sign off why I'm picking that bet.
Okay.
Because I certainly cannot do that here. Because it involves a lot of foul language.
Oh, I love that.
So, with that being said, let's wrap this
do
up
that
for a bit. I'm tired. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 16 of the Sunday Sauce, as always, brought to you by our friends at the Primetime Rundown, our friends at the Essential Wrestling Podcast, whatever the holy hell this thing is, Shane Wright and his death eyes, drinking milk.
Drink the milk.
Signing off. My name's Tyler Adelle. This is Andrew Mucaria. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful Sunday.